Thank you, Mr President. As members are aware, I've made many representations on the issue of Mambo wetlands over the past year, direct to government, as well as in the chamber. A 6-hectare site on the edge of the wetlands, but not part of the council reserve, known as Lot 566 DP 27353, was declared surplus by the Department of Education and sold by New South Wales Finance Department in June of 2016, following an arm's length process designed to avoid corrupt behaviour. Port Stephens Councillor Jamie Abbott has also taken this issue up on several occasions with the Premier. Late last year, Councillor Abbott moved a motion at Council seeking compulsory acquisition of the site with full costs to be borne by the state government. The motion was unanimously supported by her fellow councillors, including the Labor Party, and so it became a bipartisan solution proposed by locals. Councillor Abbott has continuously raised the issue with every government MP and minister she encounters, and did secure the Premier's personal assurance everything that can be done will be done to reacquire this precious parcel of wetland. And I thank her and the Premier for their efforts on behalf of the community. As members are aware, in February the Premier formally responded to Mayor Ryan Palmer of Port Stephens Council, acknowledging the request and instructing the Planning Minister to pursue acquisition options. This was the breakthrough moment because even though the sale of Mambo has been a hot political issue, Councillor Abbott has finally succeeded in getting all the key players in local and state governments onto the same page to resolve the issue. Further to the Premier's directive, the Office of Strategic Lands, located within the planning portfolio, was tasked to reacquire the site. The members are aware that this is a complex process that respects private property rights. It's a legal one and must be undertaken in the correct sequence with proper timeframes, particularly going through good faith efforts for voluntary acquisition. I can confirm to the House that the Office of Strategic Lands have initiated those negotiations with the owner under Section 10A of the Land Acquisition Just Terms Compensation Act 1991. The Department of Planning and Environment issued a letter to the landowner on the 30th of August this year regarding good faith negotiations and compulsory acquisition. So the New South Wales Government is currently engaged in a 6-month period of good faith negotiations before it can compulsorily reacquire the land. The issue is in the hands of solicitors who are adamant that politicians like me need to be circumspect in the information that can be released. And I'm sure there are people in the planning department having kittens because I'm so keen that I don't overstep the mark in releasing this information. But the community is so anxious about this land, much of this anxiety driven by a misinformation campaign, so it is important to restate that constructive efforts by the Council, championing their community in a way that can get a positive outcome, and the commitment of the Premier and Ministers to resolve it means that very significant progress is being made. It's tremendous good news for all those who care about recovering this site and ultimately incorporating it into the wider reserve. On a personal note, on behalf of the Liberal Party and government MPs, I'd extend our congratulations and best wishes to Councillor Abbott and her partner Matt Bailey for the safe arrival of their son, Harvey George Bailey, born at 6:45 p.m. on the 1st of November. This little boy has brought tremendous joy to his parents, but also all of us who are their friends and have been privileged to share the journey to this monumental moment. Jamie is our candidate for the electorate of Port Stephens, and the birth of her son in the months before the election is actually inspiring for women everywhere, but especially in that electorate. She's relentlessly optimistic, overflowing with energy and 2,000% positive in her approach to representing her constituents and tackling issues that have been unresolved in the electorate, some of them for decades. So I thank you, Jamie, for keeping us all in government focused on the needs of Port Stephens. You have had a huge impact on our awareness of those issues, and we appreciate your constructive solutions that we can actually take forward and make happen. So the progress we're making on Mambo, which has been intractable for over 2 years, gives me great hope. As someone who wants Parliament to work for the people we serve, it gives me hope that people like Jamie, who want to bring people together to solve problems, can succeed. She's turned this issue around with persistence and resilience. So with the campaign looming in Port Stephens, can I say it will be a positive one. It will be focused on drama-free delivery for the needs of the community and it's my hope that when the new parliament opens in 2019, Councillor Jamie Abbott is in it.